Good morning. Now, it is commonly seen that members of a species are largely alike. A horse resembles a horse, and a true plant looks like the other uh, plant. Now, this is natural because only a certain type of animals can produce the same type of animals, and only a rose plant can give rise to a rose plant. Now, have you ever wondered why an elephant gives rise to birth to a baby elephant and not some other plant, some other animal, or why a mango seed forms only a mango plant and not any other plant? Now, offsprings, they are identical to their parents. They also show differences in characteristics. Siblings sometimes look similar to each other. So, there are several related questions which we are dealing with within this chapter, that is, principles of inheritance. Now, humans, they have been experimenting. They have been experimenting about various variations, domestication. They knew that something is there in the domestication and selection, and they have been, through artificial selection and domestication, they have been producing various animals in our ancestral practices. So but they didn't have any scientific ideas. So that was in the introduction part we have done last time. Today we are starting with Mendel's laws of inheritance. It was in the mid-19th century that Gregor Mendel conducted hybridization experiments on garden peas for 7 years, and then he proposed the laws of inheritance. Now, Mendel investigated these inheritance patterns, and it was the first time that the statistical analysis and mathematical logic, they were merged together. They were applied to the problems in biology, and his experiments have large sampling sizes, and he collected information reference to his experiments to various generations to test plants, and his result pointed out certain rules of inheritance. Now, Mendel's experiments have two opposite traits. They can be tall or dwarf plants, yellow or green seeds, and then various types of contrasting characters he has studied in his experiments. So he conducted in experiments through artificial pollination, cross-pollination experiments, and using several true breeding pea lines. Now, what is true breeding pea line? A true breeding pea line is one that is having undergone continuous self-pollination and shows the stable trait inheritance expression for several generations. Now, some of the contrasting traits that he has selected were tall, dwarf, yellow seeds or green seeds, several true breeding pea lines, and then inflated or constricted, or various types of 7 pairs of mainly contrasting characters he has studied. Now, in studying the experiments of Mendel, we'll be studying first the inheritance of one gene. Now, in this example, one such hybridization experiment carried out by Mendel, he crossed tall and dwarf pea plants. Like here, we'll take one pair of contrasting character and we'll study the effect of how one gene with 2 alleles is affecting the next generation. Now, he collected the seeds produced as a result of this cross and grew them to generate plants of first hybrid generation, F1, which he called it as F1. Then he self-pollinated the F1 plants, and then he found what will happen in the next generation. So this is how he carried out his experiment of inheritance of one gene. Now here, this is a brief summary of how he conducted his experiments. He observed that all the F1 progeny, when he crossed tall and dwarf plants, he found that in the first generation, whatever the plants they are produced in the first generation, these plants were tall. Okay, and none was dwarf. So he was wondering where the dwarfness has gone. So he made similar observations for other pair of traits also. He found that F1 always resembles one of the parents and that the trait of the other parent was not seen in them. So he then self-pollinated Then what he did in his first experiment, when he crossed tall and dwarf, he found that in the first generation only tall were produced. So he self-pollinated the F1 plants, and to his surprise he found that in the F2 generation some of the offsprings were dwarf. Okay, so the dwarfness didn't appear in the first generation, it appeared in the second generation. So he was surprised, and some of the offsprings were dwarf, and the character was not seen in the F1 generation was now expressed. So similar results were obtained with other traits also that he studied, and only one of the parental traits was expressed in the F1, and in the F2 both the parental traits, they were observed. So now he was then find out that what is the ratio of the F2 generation, or the second filial generation we call it as, and he found that the plants were produced in the ratio of 3:1. So based on these observations, Mendel proposed that something is being stably passed down from one generation to the next, which remains unchanged from parents to offsprings over successive generations, and he called them as he called these things as factors, that something is passed on from parents to first generation and then to the second generation, and he called them as factors. Today we call them as genes. So genes therefore are the units of inheritance. They contain the information that is required to express a particular trait in an organism, and genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits, they are known as alleles. Now various terms he used in his experiment, as I've told you just now, that genes are the units of inheritance. They contain the information that is required to express a particular trait in an organism. Genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits, they are known as alleles. So alleles are slightly different forms of the same gene, like here for tallness and for dwarfness. These are the alleles which are representing the same gene, that is tallness, and this is for dwarfness. Now if we use alphabet symbols for each gene, then the capital letter is used for the traits expressed in the F1 generation, F1 stage, and the small alphabet for the other trait. For example, in the case of the character of the height, capital T is used for the tall plant, and small t is used for the dwarf plant. And the capital T and small t, these are the alleles of each other. They are alleles of each other. Hence in plants, the pair of these now before I wind up, I would like to explain all these terms. Now these are, if they are of the same type, if the alleles are of the same type or identical, then they are called as homozygous, and if they are different, then they are called as heterozygous. Now another terms which we will be using in the experiments are genotype and the phenotype. Genotype is the genetic expression, genetic makeup of any trait, and phenotype is the external appearance of any trait. Suppose tallness is a phenotype, okay, and its genotype is expressed as this or as this. And then after the crosses that Mendel conducted, or the experiment which will be I'll be explaining you in the next presentation, that how he has explained the whole process of experiments of true breeding tall pea plants, and then F1 and F2 generation that he has studied, how the dominant and recessive traits, they appear in the successive generations. So this is just a brief introduction of the Mendel's experiment. Next we'll be studying how he has crossed plants of different traits and find out monohybrid and dihybrid crosses and their ratios. So thank you for today.